He is ghouled, however, so he also gets blood points, and he has a discipline or two.
Fun.
Dog disciplines. Wait, no, that's
well,
not.
Yeah, you already said he's well trained. Of course he has discipline.
Exactly.
According to my research, all dog stats are maxed out because dogs are perfect.
Aww.
What about Scrappy Doo?
He's not a dog, he's a felon.
Not the answer I was expecting, but I'll take it.
Welcome to Show Some Initiative. I'm Julian, I'm your storyteller, and these are our lovely players.
Hi, I am James. And I play José Alamanza. I definitely remembered that was a part of it. And I wasn't pausing because I was expecting Cookie to go on.
Hi, I'm Cookie, my pronouns are they, them, and I play Patrick.
Hi, I'm Nick, he, him, and I play Danny.
Hey there, I'm Phil. I use he, him pronouns, and I play Gabe.
Hi, I'm Sean. I also use he, him pronouns, and I play Theo.
Hello, I am Tori. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I play Erica.
Excellent. So,
We did it! We remembered our names.
I'm so proud of you
Congratulations,
guys.
everyone.
Woo!
Okay, so last time on Show Some Initiative, you all decided to look into the potential suspects for people who are trying to impersonate Gabe. And you've come across 3 people, Jay Morgan, Osmodius Carter Wilkinson, and Melanie Roberts. It's been decided that Theo and José are going to talk with Osmodius, Patrick and Erica are going to talk with Jay, and Danny and Gabe are talking with Melanie. We are actually currently on Patrick and Erica on their way from talking with Samantha and Anthony on their way to go visit Jay.
Irish accent, Irish accent. I'm Irish now, alright.
You're Irish now, yes.
I'm Irish now, it's alright. The Irish accent montage is up to a minute now, so...
Yes.
Please, any Irish people in the audience, do not be offended by this,
I'm
please.
doing my
Hey,
best.
it's a good accent.
Message, I thank you, Julian, but I'll
I
politely
just feel like the
disagree.
statement, I'm Irish now.
Irish.
Listen, if you can do a
Irish.
shitty Texas accent in front of me, I don't think our listeners will mind.
I'm from this country, I'll have you know.
Debatable.
Yeah, but you aren't Texan, bitch.
Republic of Texas, best country.
Republic of Texas.
I mean, you guys are
It
like...
didn't last very long. Kind of a failed state there. Anyway.
Yeah.
New Californian Republic from Fallout is my favorite.
God, fucking nerd.
Honestly.
Also, I will say, you guys are kind of like just 50 tiny countries in a trench coat pretending
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
a big country.
It's literally United
Oh,
States. It is
absolutely.
there in the
Like,
name.
I say that as a meme, but isn't it like the Texas would be like the 11th largest country if it was still a country, or like something like that. It's like fucking crazy.
Probably.
God.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
if Alaska were cut in half, Texas would become the 3rd largest state.
Cool. Anyway, reining this in.
Yeah, Alaska do be a giant fucking wasteland.
So, Patrick and
Texas.
Erica,
How do we feel 7 minutes into the recording?
you guys are on your way to go visit
Jay Morgan.
Jay. Yes, Jay Morgan, who has been described as someone who is just kind of there.
Yeah.
Before we enter the House of Mirrors, Erica's going to look over at Patrick and say, "Now, Patrick, before we go in here, I think we have a very important question to ask. Can your reflection be seen?"
Yes, can yours?
Okay, it can.
Is that a thing? Can some
All
people...
right.
Do some people not have... Wait, Doctor, you can just... Is that a thing?
I mean, I've heard that some vampires can't see their own reflection, so I thought it would be a good idea to check on that before we go into the House of Mirrors.
No, yeah. Okay, no, yes, I can definitely see myself in the mirror. That's the thing, I've checked.
Oh, I love this duo.
Oh, sorry, Patrick. I should have guessed you can't get your hair that beautiful without a mirror, so I should have known.
I. Patrick doesn't know how to take the compliment, just kind of nods, moves into the House of Mirrors wordlessly.
Erica, trots in behind.
The best way to respond to a compliment,
Just like,
completely ignoring it.
Denial.
Yeah. But,
We all have anxiety.
Noted.
We know this.
yeah.
It's
God,
the anxiety and depression king.
I'm feeling anxious right now. Not even the character experiencing it. Yeah, just go yeah. Thanks. I'm just awkwardly shuffled into the House of Mirrors.
All right. Well, sure enough, it's very discombobulating the second you get in there, even with some of them currently covered up to help the staff navigate their way through. So it's very bizarre stepping through. You see hundreds of copies of yourself, and it's like, oh, yikes.
Well, I'm pretty sure they don't get any Toreador to work here, or else they'd never leave. Damn.
Exactly.
So is there? You say most of the mirrors are kind of covered. Is there a pathway to the employee area?
Yes.
Or are we? Then.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, then I'd say it's probably a good idea to try and head to the backstage. See if we can find
Yeah.
Jay there.
There's actually a mirror that seems to, when you approach it, it seems to be opened already, like a door almost. And stepping through, you see a very normal looking break room. You got a water cooler that's kind of untouched. You see a refrigerator and you know that there's blood in there, come on. And currently you see there's 3 people sitting around a table talking. They look up at you and they look a little confused.
Does any of them seem to just be sitting there? Just be kind of there? Does anyone fit that description, or are we gonna have to ask?
Looking at the trio in front of you, I will say one of them stands out, but in the sense of he is incredibly normal looking. Close cropped black hair, brown eyes, tan skin, just hanging out. And versus the other 2 who are gorgeous, almost hauntingly beautiful, versus this man who is just there.
Alright, then I'll check that the doctor is still kind of with me, and I'll go, Mr. Morgan, Jay, looking at the man that just kind of is there.
Hello? Can I help you? Do I know you?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Patrick Lannon. We work at the kind of gesture to myself and Erica. We work at the circus here with you. We're sort of new hires.
Oh, hello, welcome. Did Tristan send you over here?
Kind of. So the doc here is implementing a first aid tent. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes, I'm making sure that I know everyone here has first aid training at each station. Just wondering if you'd be interested in taking a first aid course to ensure that you're certified to look after the humans that fall into the mirrors.
He definitely laughs at that. Oh, well, I suppose. No harm in trying something new, I guess.
All right, that's great to know. So, fuck, shit, damn. Why did I take the lead in the investigation? Fuck.
It's because Erica was 5 feet behind you, looking at herself in the tall mirror, going, "Hi, I'm tall now."
At last, she's the tall one.
Yeah, has Erica been to a fun house before?
Yeah, but this
Has
never
she?
gets old. As a short person who likes looking in the tall person mirrors, it never gets old.
It's Erica is standing in front of a tall person mirror, and Patrick is standing in front of a short person mirror, and Erica's just fucking fascinated, looking down at Patrick's reflection.
So, what else are you doing here?
Do we have
Shit,
much
fuck.
time? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Tori.
Do we have much time before the shifts officially begin?
Yes, you have about 45 minutes, an hour.
All right. All right, Mr. Morgan. Do you think you could follow me back to the first aid tent, so we can fill out a little bit of paperwork to get you all signed up for some Red Cross training next week?
Do you not have the paperwork with you? Why can't we do it here?
There's a lot of paperwork, but also I have to make sure you won't faint at the sight of blood. Wait.
Yeah.
Also, we kind of didn't want to be presumptive that you were gonna accept the training, so we thought it was
Oh.
best to just come ask first, you know?
Well, thank you. I do appreciate that.
Yes, social interaction passed.
Do we get gold stickers? too?
Literally.
doing it. We're doing
Yes.
it, Tori. Yeah. We didn't want to, assume.
He agrees to follow you back to the first aid tent. And whenever you guys seem to take a wrong turn or are about to in the mirror maze, he just gently corrects you, like, "Oh, no, you're going to want to turn left up here. Not right."
You seem to have a pretty strong sense of direction in this little maze you've got. But
Well, when you've worked here for as long as I have, it's bound to develop eventually.
how long have you been working with the circus? I mean, this is only our second day here, so just kind of curious.
Oh, well, I've been with the circus for a few months, but being new here, I've had to go introduce myself to, a representative of the prince, if not the prince directly, and, the Tremere Chantry.
I see. So you're not from. Shit, what city are we on? Julian, help.
Houston.
Houston. So yeah, you're not from Houston then.
Nope.
Oh, cool. So where are you from? I recently moved here. I'm from Oregon, and just kind of like to keep the convo going.
What's the most normal city to be from? Chicago? I don't...
People from Chicago are
Lima,
tend to be
Peru
very
would be
proud of
my
being from
answer, but
Chicago.
I don't fucking
Oh.
know, Julian.
Wait, what? What, Cookie?
Lima, Peru would be my answer.
Oh. You're valid. The most normal in the United States, then. I think we're gonna go with... He pauses. Oh, well, I'm actually from... Ohio. So you can imagine why I was very eager to travel.
Yes. Patrick definitely knows why this one would be eager to travel. Cookie, on the
Also-
other hand, has no idea.
If you're from Ohio... Hi, I'm sorry, but also you know it's true. My parents are from Ohio and they moved down to Texas, so that's saying something.
God.
Also, Cookie, just for reference, Ohio is known for being very, very boring. A lot of astronauts are actually from Ohio, and it's the joke of it's like, oh, what happens in Ohio that makes them so eager? Like, what's so bad about Ohio that makes them so eager to leave Earth?
Oh, I see.
Get as far as possible away from Ohio.
You know what? Valid. Okay, but, you continue making small talk, pleasantries. Is there anything else you'd care to ask as you approach the first aid tent?
shit. Fuck. Oh.
And if not, does Erica have anything?
So what drew you to work at the House of Mirrors? Again, since we're new, the dog here has her tan, but I've been, trying stuff out. Recently, I've gone into the animal show because of, the affinity for animals. What about you? What drew you to the House of Mirrors? Anything in particular?
He kind of laughs at that. Not to sound like a total Tremere here, but it is definitely because of my area of expertise in thaumaturgy. He shrugs. I've specialized in power of the mirror, so.
Power of the mirror. What's that? I have a friend that's also in the Tremere. Yeah, I think he goes for the computer stuff. Don't know what's technically called, but.
Oh, technomancy? That's popular with the younger kindred.
Yeah, I assume
Kids
so.
these days.
So what's the whole mirror thing?
Oh, it's pretty neat. I basically just have the power to change what people see in mirrors, so pairing that with the funky reflections in the mirror house is pretty fun.
Oh, yeah, sounds interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be going along and it's like, oh, I look tall now, oh, I look short, oh, my clothes changed color or something. I just mess with them in little ways.
So is that sort of like, illusion stuff, like does he just work on mirrors? Like, he do funky stuff everywhere?
Oh, just reflective surfaces.
Ah, I see.
Doesn't really work on La Sombra, as you can imagine, but we don't have many of those, save for he catches himself. We don't have many of those, period.
Patrick kinda narrows his eyes a little bit, but just shrugs and lets it go. Yeah, no, I imagine they're I imagine they're not very common over here. Yeah, I think that's the avenues of investigation I had. Those are my questions have been answered. Thank you, Julian.
How about you, Erica?
Exit
Anything?
dialogue.
I'm starting to mash X to skip the dialogue now.
And then you accidentally re-enter the dialogue, and he's like,
Fuck,
oh,
I
yeah.
hate everything.
Hi, I'm Jay.
It just loops around. Excellent. As we approach closer to the first aid tent, Erica will just, ask him some first aid questions, like, all right, can you patch up a wound without, wanting to take a bite? That's a new one I've had to ask first aid people that I haven't in a while.
In a while.
He nods. Oh, yeah, I'm typically really good about making sure my blood levels are okay.
Oh, absolutely excellent. Alrighty then, I'll just get you to sign this little paperwork here if you don't mind. I also have some brownies if you'd like any.
He shakes his head. I can't, thank you, though. He looks very confused for a moment before looking between you two.
We get the questions a lot. Yeah, she.
Listen, one of these days I'll find another
I've been
kindred.
working with her for 3 days, and believe me, we get the questions a lot.
He nods. All right, then. He goes through the rest of the questionnaire pretty easily. Anything else you'd like to ask, Erica?
While he's filling out the papers, we'll bother him with a few other things. So I know that myself and my friends haven't been around very much these past few days, but I was wondering if you've seen my friend Gabriel around. And she's gonna show him the picture she has of Gabe.
Oh, the embroidery.
The embroidery. Yeah.
Is it embroidery or is it cross stitch?
That's very important to me.
There's a difference, I'm sure. That's important.
Cross stitch is basically acoustic pixel art.
Oh, that's
I love how you use the word acoustic, not just like analog. Which, All right.
You know what? You got the point. Sorry,
that's very correct, but like,
Yeah.
that's also disgusting the way you put that.
I knew exactly what he meant, so like
Yeah, no, I think it's just funny that you use the word acoustic.
acoustic. Yeah. I could immediately see it. I
Julie
could
never
see the little
changed. You're
squares.
amazing. You truly are the funniest person here.
Oh, jeez. What does that say about you guys? What does that say about me? Oh,
It says some things for sure.
Love
It sure
and,
says
and
something, yeah.
cherish you, Julian.
anyway. Enough of that disgusting nonsense. So, anything else, Erica? You asked him if he's seen Gabe. My apologies.
Yeah, it's all right.
He
And
looks
also,
at it.
it would be embroidery to.
It'd be
more, like,
embroidery?
find
Aw,
it
how sweet.
details. I mean, I don't know if the embroidery is canon, but do that what you will.
Sure.
Shows an image of Gabe. Is it embroidery? Is it a picture on her flip phone? Who knows?
Oh, right. She canonically has a flip phone.
Okay. He looks at it. He shakes his head. I don't think I've seen him around before, no. And Erica, is there anything you'd like to do to press that statement? Or look into it a little bit more?
I want to look into his eyes and look for the lies.
Oh, I was gonna go with Auspex, but you know what?
Aspects could work. Too. I have that. That's a thing
I mean,
that
I
know how
guess
to
if
do.
you have to.
Man, if you want to use your cool vampire powers, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll use the aspects.
Apex.
Legends?
Oh my gosh, I need to download that update still.
We are all very bad at comedy. I'm taking it back.
Maybe you are. I'm amazing at it.
Fuck yeah.
Tell a joke,
Okay.
joke man.
So,
Me.
Please tell a joke. I need to find my aspects.
Can we-
sheet.
Got him.
yeah, can you please, Erica, can you please go ahead and just pay the cost of Auspex? I want to say it's a blood point.
Yes, 2 dots or wait, no, sorry. Yes, it's 1 blood point. I'm reading how many dots in statistics I
You're
need.
peachy.
Thank you. And awesome. It says I roll perception plus empathy. Does that feel applicable? Oh, storyteller, oh my.
Yes. Yeah, oh, shucks. Yes, it does.
Thanks for your patience, folks. I need to count.
You're doing great.
Wow. Imagine doing maths.
1 ah ha ha.
One point.
that's-
Ha ha ha. 2 point.
That's what happens if you take that stereotype flaw. You just become.
You say that's like a bad thing.
Oh my gosh.
My backup character, if
Okay.
anything happens to Erica, is just the Count from Sesame Street.
I don't know if we can do that, like, legally, but we could give it a try. So, Erica, how many successes did you roll there?
3 successes. Ah ha ha.
Do you pull out your Auspex
Incredible.
card to look at his aura and try to see what it is, or are you trying to do this stealthily?
I'm trying to do this stealthily, but I can look at the card later. You know, I'm not just gonna
Okay.
whip it out in front of him and like squint and compare it.
Oh. Good thing we're already marked as explicit, huh? If you're
did I
just whipping it
swear?
out all willy-nilly like that. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
Wait, what?
Hey,
Did I swear?
Do 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 do.
No, explain. What did I say?
no, you're great, Tori. It's
You
me.
didn't
It's my
say
fault.
anything.
It's
It
okay.
was Julian.
It's me. Yes, it's me. It's fine.
That hooligan.
I'm sorry. It's in the name. Okay, Erica. Come on, back at it.
Oh, why are you hitting me?
No, I'm so sorry, Tori. No, I would never. Tori, please don't. Tori, I would never. Oh my gosh, Tori, no, I'm so
We
sorry.
get many
I
things
know.
done here in SSI.
Yeah, no, guys, I'm just trying to move along the podcast.
You're
It's
doing
been an
great.
hour.
You're
doing great, I'm
You're
sorry.
doing great. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You're great.
Okay, Erica, looking at this man's aura with your aspects, you see it mostly is just shifting kind of mottled colors, just kind of all mixed together, and from the kind of pastel, the very faint colors, you can tell that he's definitely kindred. You're gonna have to check on what the shifting colors means, though.
Okay. I'll take a mental note of what the... Can I tell, like, what the shifting colors are? Like, are they mixes of, like, greens and purples or whatever? It's
I
like-
would say a mix between maybe like pink, some lavender, a little bit of light green. It's very confusing.
Okay. Sounds pretty, though. All right, I'll make a mental note of that, and I will consult my amazing Theodore sheet later. She's labeled it the amazing Theodore sheet.
Oh.
Amazing.
But yeah, when you show him that imagery of Gabe, he expresses those colors, and he says he hasn't seen Gabe around before, and he goes, is there any reason why?
Yes, he keeps on wandering off, and he tells me he's staying at his post, but I just know it. He's sneaking off to steal cotton candy and throw it in the garbage because he hates cotton candy that much. He thinks it's
Wow.
sinful.
Sinful, that's an interesting way to describe
No.
that.
Gabe, notorious cotton candy hater.
What a monster.
It was just Tori panicking, excuse me.
No, you're great.
Everybody knows that cotton candy is a crime against God.
What?
Do you know what it's called in France?
Daddy's beard.
Oh,
Daddy Gabe.
you can't. No, you can't do this to me, Phil. I've already gotten in trouble once today.
I'm just telling you the literal translation of the French word for cotton candy.
The French need to go to jail.
They do.
And also, if you're French, I'm not sorry. Listen, I'm
Amazing.
learning
Meeting
French.
so many people this session.
Also, if you're French, I love you. There you go. Just to even it out. I'll break you out of jail later. So, back at it. Anything else you would like to ask Jay while he is here with you?
don't-
I personally will just... Oh, sorry.
Think so? Listen, like, probably if I understood more about the Tremere, I could have more questions, but I don't. Neither Patrick nor me, so I can't even, like, play the meta game here. I know nothing, Patrick knows nothing, I am satisfied, and so is he.
And Erica?
Erica will just let him know when the date for the Red Cross workshop is.
He makes a note of it on his phone and he goes, all right, I'll be there. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope I can help you in the future.
No, thank you. Your friends were telling me that you're always there, and I think that makes a great first aid person.
He looks confused for a moment. He's like, before kind of breaking into a soft smile, oh, they really say that about me?
Oh,
Yes.
Oh. He looks very pleased with himself. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go back to the House of Mirrors. Are you joining us this evening?
I don't think so. I have my, as I said, I'm staying at the animal tent for now.
He looks over at Erica, asking you as well.
Oh, I'll probably take a stroll by after I'm done at my post. None of your other mirror friends enjoy brownies by chance, do they?
No, I'm sorry. That skill, in order to like eat human food, is very few and far between.
Oh, I'll find a kindred spirit sometime, but I'll still pop by for a visit.
Well, thank you. It'd be nice to see you. and he strolls on off. Or I should just say he strolls off. Sorry, that's my inner southern coming out. With that, you all have investigated your people. Would you care to meet up before your shift starts?
I think
Exchange some
a
information,
quick
maybe?
pooling of info doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Yes.
If we've got the time.
So you all, I suppose, gather. I imagine you made some sort of meetup spot outside of the beaten path, kind of hidden, keeping to
Yeah.
yourselves mostly. And you all meet up probably about 10-15 minutes before your shifts start proper. You can tell already that there's a massive crowd outside waiting to get in, so better make it snappy.
Yeah.
So, Asmodeus has an alibi, so it couldn't possibly have been him himself, but that doesn't mean he wasn't the one that could have transmuted someone previously.
Else. Now, we talked to Jay, and while he was at Tremere, it seemed that he's thaumaturgy. I look at Theo for confirmation of the word.
He nods. Yeah.
His thaumaturgy path is the stuff to do with mirrors mostly, reflective surfaces. It couldn't just make a person appear out of nowhere in the middle of a crowd, or change himself to become one.
Haunted house boys, what you find out?
Unfortunately, not too much. We had to spend most of the conversation getting our in. But
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to figure something out during the shift, but
Danny nods. We got a good split. Gabe's gonna be with her the whole time, chatting her up and covering for me. Meanwhile, I'm moving around the tent for my bit, so I'll be able to rifle through things in the back that she might not want us looking at.
I see. And this is in the haunted house, right?
Yep.
Theo,
Hopefully
do
the
you think you
spooky
could,
environment will help us hide better.
Yeah. Theo, do you think there probably are security cameras inside? You know, just they probably exist.
Yep.
Do you think you'd keep an eye out for Gabe just in case?
Yeah.
He's gonna be by himself with a possible suspect, then it'd be good to have an eye on him.
A little. Why are we leaving him alone and not pitting him with anyone?
Yeah, are you? Is that
Well-
a very good idea? I don't want to be,
to be fair, way back when,
Okay.
actually, it was probably like 2 days ago in universe, 2 nights ago. To be fair, when I saw the mysterious cloaked stranger the other night, when I was all alone, I mean, there were people, at this carnival, at the circus, but I was the only person at that booth. They came up, they took their shots. They didn't attack me. They certainly were threatening in their demeanor, and the fact that they just got a bunch of bullseyes and left without saying anything.
Okay.
But-
you were in a crowded area with other people around.
Presumably there will be other people around in the haunted house. Presumably.
Besides, having Gabe by himself could be useful in a way.
I
mean,
don't
if-
like that idea, but
What I mean to say is, if you come across the other Gabe, you're the only one that can know 100% that it's not you.
I mean, yeah.
And if you come back, we can always just hit you with the code word anyway. So we'll know whether it's the real you or not when we regroup. Clearly, they're not out to kill you or they would have just done it. So I don't think you have to worry about that.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, if it would make you feel any better, I could try and go through the haunted house myself, under the guise of checking it out. make my way through the house as a guest. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, not a lot has been happening at the first aid tent, and got a few people certified, so I could probably wander off for a bit. But what do you all think?
Additionally, my show is kind of a one-off event for the evening, so I could also do some wandering around, and with access to the costume tent, I might be able to get a pretty convincing disguise going. It's an option.
True. I don't. The thing is, yes, we can have people wandering around. I just don't think it would be smart to just have Gabe posted up with 3 bodyguards, you know. Also,
I agree.
to be fair, not to be disparaging against you, Mr. Rose, but I think the father seems to have a bit more of a way with words than any of us here. He probably can, you know,
I mean, if you're saying I can talk myself out of a situation, maybe.
or find out what's going on.
I think that's the more relevant option. Gabe's in there to find out what's going on from her. And
Yep,
if
that's
all
the
of us
plan.
start congregating at the haunted house, the jig's gonna be up real quick. I think it's best if he goes in solo, at least at the beginning.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
don't want to group up because it'll look suspicious, especially since we're all newcomers.
Also, as long as we have our eyes in the sky and, you know, we can text each other, if a couple of us are just nearby the haunted house tent or attraction, then we could get there pretty fast if need be.
Yeah, I'll try to have my cell phone on speed dial, ready to go.
Oh.
If things go south. Yeah.
Okay, so Gabe is going to stay in the haunted house with one of the suspects, and Jose's going to do a performance. Everyone else is just going to do work as needed to try to narrow down the list of suspects. Let's go through one at a time then. I guess those of you who are performing, Jose first with Osmodius, you guys are doing a neat little magic show.
Yay.
Could you please give me charisma plus... There's no performance in this one. This is killing me. White Wolf, make your shit all the same, please.
Wait, there is performance.
There is Oh shit, there is. What the fuck am I thinking? Am I thinking you're Scion?
Maybe.
Anyway, can I please get charisma plus performance here? Well, no, wait, would appearance make more sense?
Would maybe manipulation because it's magic? It's like illusion
I mean,
stuff?
yeah, okay. Manipulation plus performance for me, please.
Okay. That is 5 successes.
5 successes. You do a really good job, especially with Osmodius's help, as he gives you small tips on how to improve, how to really add those final flourishes, and the crowd oohs and ahs at every single trick, and you have them captivated in the palm of your hand.
Wonderful.
Good job, way to go. Okay, moving on to Patrick. Please first spend any necessary blood points or what have you, willpower, whatever
Yes.
it may be, to transform into your mountain lion form.
That was the motorcycle
Yeah.
again, by
And
the way.
It's been
do you
done.
happen to remember what your mountain lion form's name was? Was it also just Patrick? Catrick.
It was
Catrick, correct?
yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Phil? Was it funny?
Okay. So as Catrick, it is your job to give these people a good show. So let's
Yes.
start out with first some appearance plus expression to just try to convince them that you're a real cat.
Remember to breathe.
Breathe and
Remember
blink.
to breathe. Do I have oh, I don't have expression. Cool. Two successes.
Phenomenal. You are able to convince them that you are a real cat, quote unquote. All right.
Meow.
You know, like meow.
Like meow.
That joke was gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah, of course it was.
They've been making this joke around me for months.
I'm so glad I was able to give you the opportunity to finally do it.
Bro, am I a furry?
I don't know if I should answer that. Okay. Can you please give me one first roll, or a roll of strength plus probably athletics here
Yes.
to do some cool strength-based tricks.
Some cool tricks. That's 4 successes. Do the cool strength
Excellent.
tricks.
The crowd is very impressed with how you're able to do everything so easily, very, very convincing. And
Yeah.
Sam seems really impressed too. She's very proud of you so far. And can I please get finally a Dex plus... Honestly, probably another Dex plus Athletics.
Okay.
Do some sick agility tricks.
Do a fucking backflip. 5 successes to do a backflip.
Yeah, 100% a backflip.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Your performance manages to go off without a hitch. So after your performance, Sam takes you back and she acts like she's gonna, get you situated for the evening, feed you dinner, or give you extra treats. And
Yes.
as the curtain closes and you transform back, she's like, okay, good job today.
Thanks. Do you think do you have a moment to talk?
Oh, of course, yeah, what's up?
Are there other people around at the moment?
No, it seems like anyone else is currently in the process of either getting ready for or outperforming.
Patrick is still not super subtle, so I think it's pretty obvious when he does like a check around to look if there's other people around. And he says, "Listen, I'm not good at all that subtlety shit, so I'll be blunt. I may have overheard your totally accidentally, but I may have overheard your conversation with Tristan the other day, yesterday, when you were at his office.
She pauses for a moment.
Also part of your conversation with Anthony.
Oh.
Yes, that conversation. Is there anything I can like? What's going on? Like, is there problems around? What is Tristan not wanting to do?
She looks very uneasy. How do I... So his ex is here. And he had a really rough relationship with her. She's giving you very pointed looks. And so we're trying to encourage him to maybe seek some catharsis. Does this make sense?
Patrick narrows his eyes, but since he's overheard 2 conversations from Samantha already, he's gonna assume that probably other people can overhear his conversations. So he's just gonna say, a little bit of sense. Yeah, do let me know if there's, Tristan seems like an alright fella, and if there's anything I can do to lend a hand, I'd be glad to also. Although I would need to be a bit better informed if I was to help in any way.
She pauses. I wouldn't say no to your help, but you kind of just joined. I'd like to wait a little bit, and considering the fact that you work for the Camarilla, some of us aren't, she shrugs, super inclined to believe you guys quite yet, but that's just some old wounds, I suppose.
That makes sense. In any case, I would advise you to maybe try to be more discreet with conversations, if that's something you're worried about.
She nods. Yeah, pretty much everyone who works here knows the situation with Tristan and his ex, so I guess maybe if the kind find out, or maybe if there's someone here. She nods. Thank you. I appreciate that, Patrick. If there's anything I can do to help you in return, let me know.
Right. Thank you, Sam. I'll keep that in mind.
She nods. Anything else for her?
No, I think that was pretty much it. Patrick is still kind of a bit in the dark, but that's because he knows jack all of what's going on.
Yeah. She nods. Maybe talk with your friend José about it. I think he'd be able to give you some light, but just be careful, okay?
Will do, Sam. Will do. And I give her a nod.
She walks away, and with the way she carries herself, you almost forget that she's 15 for a moment.
Hello, hello, hello! It's everyone's favorite podcastator, Cookie, also known as me. I'm just here to thank you guys so much for listening to our show. We're really glad to have you here at Show Some Initiative. If you like our show, we'd really appreciate it if you could share us with a friend, since that's the only way we can grow and, reach more listeners like you. To stay in the loop and get any updates, please follow us in our social media. You can check all of those out at our Linktree. That's Linktree/Show Some Initiative. linktr.ee/Show Some Initiative. I hope you'll had a fantastic St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate. And just reminding you that our show is available in all podcatchers of choice. You can check us out at Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean. We're even on YouTube now. We'd absolutely love it if you could, leave us a comment or a rating and a review on iTunes or your podcatcher of choice, since that also helps us a lot. We know with the algorithm doobly-doos to get us up there in people's feeds. But that's all for me. I'll let you continue with the show. Please enjoy, and again, thank you so much for checking us out. Bye-bye!
Now, let's go over to Gabe, who is in the haunted house with
Yes.
Melanie. Enthusiasm, Melanie. You are getting your makeup done, and Melanie's just kind of, hanging out with you, talking, giving you pointers. Can you please give me a perception plus alertness?
Okay, standard up.
Yes.
That's me 2 successes.
When you're talking with Melanie, you feel pretty at ease. She seems to have like a sort of natural charisma, and you try to pinpoint it. It's a little hard to, but it just seems like her posture is really like opening and welcome, if that makes sense. She's talking with you for a bit. Okay, so, well, have you ever been in a haunted house before? Just like in general?
Oh, it's been a good long while. Also, I
Is
was a
that
little
like
kid.
something that's allowed by your religion?
A haunted house? I mean, it's all fun and games, right?
I mean, she pauses for a moment. If it's not like ours, I guess. But we're, you know, a special case.
Well, yeah. I mean, as long as we're not trying to, you know, harm people, I think we're okay. We're not trying to harm people here, are we? I assume that would be bad for the reputation of the circus and for continuing to get customers.
I mean, yeah, but we're here to give them a good spook, too. So, I mean, like, harm them...
Wait.
Mentally? I don't...
Oh.
Wait. Now I'm confused. No, we're not gonna hurt anyone.
Are you don't sound particularly sure on that fact, miss.
Well, you got me all confused.
About harming people? I mean, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Either you're harming people or you ain't
But
harming people.
if we're scaring them, are we harming them?
I mean, it's not physical harm.
Physical harm? No, we're not gonna physically harm anyone.
I mean, it could be classified as
God.
psychological harm. Look, I had to learn all this kind of stuff. I had to learn all this kind of stuff.
Where? Is there like a preacher school or something? I don't want...
I mean,
There is, isn't there, right?
yeah, it's called seminary.
Oh. Cemetery, got it.
No. Seminary.
She's
Okay,
the
but
only
you have
valid
been in a
NPC.
haunted house before, right?
Yes, I've been in a haunted house, although not since I was a little kid.
Okay, so you know that we're here to like give people a good scare, right? What do you think would be a good, spooky thing for you?
Like for me to do?
Yeah, because I think it's very good to play up your strengths. Like, for me, I'm very, very... She kind of does, like, a mock swoon. Very, like, frail and gentle and, like a willow in the breeze or whatever. But you're a little bit more hardy. I think you could do something more. What do you think? What are some strengths of yours?
Well, I suppose I could play the role of the old priest doing what are they called again? Them Catholics are obsessed with these things.
Exorcism.
An exorcism?
Yeah, that's the one, exorcism.
As Julian, bruh.
Where
So
were
what
we?
you're trying
yes,
to play up
so
a pastor who's
exorcism.
doing an exorcism.
Well, yeah, I feel like, was that the Exorcist kind of movie? You could have someone else be like a spooky ghost or something, and I'll be trying to, demon I cast you out, or that kind of thing.
Oh yes, that is so good for you. I love that. Okay, so she kind of like leads you to where you're going to be. It's a mock kind of Victorian bedroom. Okay, so then I guess, who should be the ghost? Would you be okay with me being the ghost? Or do you want me to stay, like,
I mean,
do you want to go solo?
That works for me.
Okay, great. So as you start to put on this performance, as people, slowly move in, can you please give me, charisma plus performance for me, please?
It's good because I have good charisma and mediocre appearance.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
That would be 4 successes.
Excellent. You're able to put on a pretty good show for the people coming in. They get pretty spooked, and especially Melanie playing up the scary ghost part, they are definitely leaving with some jitters. Good job. Now, as this is going on, you have some time to talk with Melanie between groups. There's probably a 5-minute gap in between each thing. Do you have anything that you'd like to ask her or bring up?
So, how long have you been with this outfit here?
Outfit? Like, how long have I been wearing this?
No,
about
I
an
mean
hour.
I mean like the circus, you know?
Oh, with the circus? Oh, a few months. Man, it's been a while. I can't, remember exactly. I want to say, 6 or so months, maybe? I remember I joined it. She does some math on her fingers. Yeah, okay. Yeah. 6 months.
Alright. Has it been in town here all this time? I mean, I only just heard about it fairly recently.
Oh, no, we move around. That's kind of part of our charm because, the kind aren't supposed to know, where we're going or how long we're staying here, things like that. Pretty much only
Right.
Tristan and his, really close group of, planners know that, really.
That sounds like you're not in that close group, are ya?
She does, a mock pouty face. No.
Well, if you could go anywhere next, where would you like to go?
Oh my gosh.
Or would you like to stay here?
Honestly, I do like the travel. It gives me a lot of good opportunities to learn and, just do things I couldn't do when I was alive, I guess. Where would I go? I can't even... She shrugs. Tristan's pretty good about planning things like that, so I would trust him on it.
Alright.
How about you? Do you think you're gonna stay?
You know, I got a community here. I mean, I am a pastor, so there is a community that I've built up and to which I belong, and I would feel weird leaving it behind. I mean, it is a thing that happens. There's plenty of pastors who accept different calls to different congregations, but still, it's always, it's always hard to leave.
She nods. I guess I get where you're coming from, but you seem really devoted. What would make you leave?
Is this like a job interview, or?
Oh, no. Oh my gosh, no. I didn't mean it like that. It's just
Nah, I'm just joking. It's alright. Gosh, what would make me leave? I guess nothing short of being forced to, you know?
She looks a little concerned at that. Well, hopefully, that would never happen. I mean, you seem really
Lord
passionate
willing.
about all this.
Well, the Lord found me, and I tend to keep my word.
What makes you so, devout in your belief? Because I know so many people who, the second we get turned, just kind of drop it, And also, please keep in mind that this conversation happens in 5-minute chunks.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Honestly,
the people come in, you guys stop and you put on your show, they leave, and it's almost immediately pick up where you left off.
I had half a mind in the middle of one of those questions, just say oh wait, is there someone else coming? But I realized that Gabe would not be the one paying attention to that. Anyway, Sorry, what did Melanie just ask?
What makes you so devout in your belief?
Right. Oh gosh, I don't know. I believe what I do. I see God's work in everything in this world, and I think that's worth celebrating.
She nods. Interesting. I'd love to get together with you sometime and talk more about that.
Sure.
She gives you a smile. Okay, great. Could I have your number, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and the rest of the night... Oh, anything?
How about you text me so I can get yours, so I know it's not some random stranger.
Yeah, she texts you like, hey, it's Melanie, smiley face.
Okay.
Anything else?
So you say you've been with Circus for what, 6 months? How many places you visited in that time?
Oh, geez. Tristan would do a better job keeping track of that than I would. I can think
All right,
of...
what's memorable, maybe?
She goes through...
Just curious.
And she lists a couple funny stories. She goes through a few stories where it's, the funny things that patrons have done, or little incidents where things have slipped up and the cast has had to roll with it. And very few about, like, going outside of the circus.
I don't think Gabe's gonna ask this directly, but he's gonna pay attention for, if she was there in, I believe it was Oregon, where the first sighting of this other Gabe was, right? At the circus? Is there any indication of what she says that she was in Oregon?
She does at one point mention, like, oh, yeah, back when I first joined on, there was this really funny guy who would come by every night and try to get us to break character. And, he even at one point tried to ask me out, but there's, not much really to do in rural Oregon, so I kind of turned him down.
Rural Oregon.
Oh, yeah, we stop by, we try to visit, a little bit of everywhere, bigger cities, smaller cities, middle of nowhere, just to make sure we got a good spread.
I feel like some places you double the population of the town.
So, anything else for Melanie?
Where are you from originally, anyway? If you don't mind me asking, that is.
Oh, man. Golly.
I know that can be a more complicated question for some kindred.
Yeah, for us. I spent all of my life in New York, and when I got turned, I was there for a while too. But, some opportunities came up with the Camarilla, and I moved around a fair amount. I was actually down here for a while, about a year and a half ago, maybe, give or take, before
Oh,
I
really?
had to move again.
Here in Houston?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. You gotta move a lot, especially, she waves her hands. I do, freelance Tremere work, and I know that isn't super popular, but, hey, I don't mind it.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly. So, I guess I could say I'm from New York, but I travel so much where it's just, nowhere really feels like home, maybe?
I've known a few people like that. Almost like an old-timey drifter, huh?
Yeah, suppose so. I figured we'd move on to Danny, who's gonna do snooping. Or do you got something for me?
I am definitely doing some snooping.
Yes!
Snoopy?
Snoop Dogg. Oh, because you got a dog, so he's a Snoop Dogg. Fuck yeah!
Exactly.
Oh,
the
I'm a comedic
podcast.
genius.
We've hit the peak.
It was all planned, baby.
I love that.
Character
Oh my
concept, Snoop Dogg in 2 parts.
We're dangerously close to the Scooby-Doo gang. We're just one person over.
Oh no. Fuck.
Someone in the audience draw fan art of us as the Scooby-Doo gang.
I feel like we've established this at one point. If we want fan art, we have to start it.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
I'll draw fan art. God.
We've had this exact
Work,
conversation,
Sean.
I think.
Come on.
Okay. So
God,
Danny, with Bruce, you're kind of going around. You are scheduled for certain shifts where it's like, oh, the clock will strike midnight and you'll come out. So you have those that you got to keep in mind of. But ignoring that, you have probably 15, 20 minutes in between each one. In between each show. You have a little bit more time. By a little bit, I mean a lot.
Yeah, so I think Danny is going to, as he's going around, he's going to try to scout out. He's basically going to try to, like, time it to where when he's, like, trying to go off and snoop is when Gabe and Melanie are on the shift, right? Like, when someone's come in.
Okay. I would
And,
say, real quick, just to keep track of that, I would very much like a... I would argue it could be any of the mental, where you're trying to keep tabs on them, plus probably... What would that be?
Subterfuge, awareness, alertness.
I would say alertness, yeah. Any of the mental plus alertness here.
All right. One success. I'll spend a willpower to make that 2 successes.
Sounds great. You're able to keep a pretty good eye on them, keeping track of vocal cues, clocks chiming, things like that. What would you like to investigate first?
I think the first thing is he's going to go into her, because I assume the haunted house has like its own kind of office.
Yes.
He's gonna fucking snoop around the office and see if he can find anything out of place there. I think what he's gonna look for is any indication that would suggest that she is or is creating the alternate, the fake Gabe, right? But also just anything that would suggest she's hiding something from the rest of the circus in general.
Can I please get definitely a perception plus investigation here?
Absolutely. 2 successes.
With your 2 successes, you are able to find... It's more of a vanity than a desk, really. Everyone seems to have their own place to apply makeup, get into character, things like that. Hers seems pretty neat. Very, very, curated, almost. The top drawer, you open it up and you find, it's her cell phone, wallet, keys, things like that. Her cell phone is currently locked, so you'd have to get a password. Surprise, surprise. And going through other drawers, you find some personal belongings where it's like some pictures here and there, some files, some books. You mentioned wanting to find something that would suggest she's hiding something, or...
Yes.
You do find a... hidden underneath a lot of other things, you find a folder about her Tremere freelance work, and you open it up, and it's mostly contracts that you catch on to. It seems to be not even killing murder of other kindred, but just defending territory sometimes, making sure people don't come back, intimidation tactics, things like that.
So she seems more like a merc than a hitman.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You're able to pin down that she seems to be some sort of Tremere that specializes in fear tactics. You don't know much about the clan, so you couldn't place down what exactly it could be.
What is the latest contract? I guess he'll look through. Or well, actually, question: are the contracts dated?
These seem to be older ones. She looks like she hasn't accepted anything in the past 6 months or so. Or if she has, it isn't here.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna flip 2 contracts from 6 months ago. So, what is the latest? What are the latest contracts? Who is the last contract from?
The last contract seems to be from a prince who rules some more northwestern, probably like Seattle, somewhere in there, trying to defend their territory from some Sabbat who are looking to try to encroach, and she was hired to just go try to drive them out with a few others.
Okay, so that's not for this, but it does end 6 months ago, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna put the folder back. I will say he is going to check her driver's license. What state is it from?
The current state it is from, or at least her legal persona, Melanie. You don't know. You know, Kindred tend to change their identities a fair amount.
Yeah, of course.
Legal
This one claims to be... This one actually claims to be from Texas, so she must have been by here at some point.
Okay, so this is a newer one. Let me think. Is there anything else?
If you could for me real quick. This
Yeah.
would be wits plus alertness, however the ob is going to be 7 up here.
Okay, does vision help?
Yes, vision does help.
Fuck, I've been rolling a million ones. I'm gonna spend a willpower to make that 1 success.
Okay, 1 success. Going through, you're able to find... It's definitely not new. This would be a few years old at this point. But a contract with... who would now be Prince Tabitha. But it's just Tabitha here on the paperwork. It looks like she hired Melanie to try to defend some territory that she had at one point. But... there's not an awful lot of detail here, and nothing else seems to catch your eye right away.
Damn. Got the perfect fucking spot if only I had fucking rolled better.
Can Bruce
It'd be
roll?
like that.
Well, actually, speaking of that, like, not far off, I'm going to have, I think I'm going to have Bruce fucking sniff around and see if there's anything, like, because he's like a extremely trained
Come on,
dog,
Bruce,
right?
find the drugs for
Yes.
me.
So I'm gonna have him, I'm gonna have Bruce sniff around, like, the back room and see if he comes up with any, like substance, like, any, like, weird substances, like, anything, like, you know, like drugs or like chemicals or like, you know, whatever.
Alchemical reagents for their magic bullshit.
I mean, maybe it's Tremere.
What's that, Bruce? Erica's stuck in a well?
Oh, sorry.
Oh
Valley Mall. Oh no.
Help! I was knocked into the well by a volleyball.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Bruce, does Bruce have stats? I don't. Do you have? I don't. How would I have you?
Hold on, I think I can
Animal
find.
Ken? Something with Animal Ken, probably.
Well, I can find it. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't need to fucking rule. I have Animalism 1, so I can just tell him to do it. But
Okay.
as for like him rolling separately, there are like stats for like dogs on like Vampire V20, I think. So I can just look that up real quick.
Oh, thank you. I'd appreciate it.
He is Gould, however, so he also gets blood
Yeah.
points, and he has a discipline or two.
Fun.
Dog disciplines. Wait, no, that's
Well,
not.
yeah, you already said he's well trained. Of course he has discipline.
Exactly.
According to my research, all dog stats are maxed out because dogs are perfect.
Aww.
What about Scrappy Doo?
He's not a dog, he's a felon.
Not the answer I was expecting, but I'll take it.
Could you please give me an perception plus tracking for Bruce?
Sure.
For our delightful Bruce.
Bruce gets 1 success.
1 success, excellent. So, Bruce goes off and sniffs around for a bit. Do you give him any sort of trail to follow, maybe, or anything?
Yeah, he kind of pulls on his chain a bit to get him to go over to the the various kind of compartments and vanity cabinets and such, right? And he leans down and kind of whispers, "Come on, Brucey boy, find anything weird for me, yeah?" And he kind of pats him on the side, and lets him loose.
Okay, he sniffs around for a bit, and it's interesting because he finds one drawer. He doesn't bark and alert you or anything, but he just spends some time sniffing it. Goes back, sniffs around, and then comes back to the drawer, sniffs it a little bit more, and then just kind of goes around. And you find he actually goes to the chair that Gabe was sitting in for makeup, sniffs that a little bit, and then comes back and then sniffs the drawer. And he seems a little confused almost for a dog.
Yeah, Daniel will go over and he will check both drawers.
Okay. Checking both drawers, you're able to find it's interesting. He seems to be smelling some sort of cologne almost, because you do find a bottle of that in Melanie's drawer, but not near where Gabe was sitting.
Mm-hmm. Some sort of cologne?
Yeah,
said?
some sort of some sort of smell good.
I mean, yeah, he takes a look at it, right? Because I imagine there's lots of perfume and cologne in this place. Mm-hmm. So he kind of looks at it what's so different about this one? As he looks at the bottle.
Looking at the bottle, it's pretty normal. Standard human shit.
Yeah, he'll take the cork off and splash a bit onto his hand.
Your hand falls off.
No!
Flip to page
You pull
56,
back the label,
your hand
it's
falls off.
makes your hand fall off, yeah.
Your hand now smells nice.
It was a whole thing of perfume.
Is this perfume or alcohol? Drinks all of it.
Yeah, I mean,
It
he
was
sniffs.
perfume.
I mean, yeah, he sniffs it himself.
Usually, right?
Phil,
Phil.
if you want to drink some perfume, I'll bring some up for you next time. Tell me how that goes.
Yeah, but I would say Daniel sniffs some himself. Is there anything weird about it?
Not that you can tell.
So you said Bruce was sniffing the chair that Gabe was in, and then the cabinet.
The drawer containing the cologne, yes.
Is there anything else in the drawer?
Going around, it seems to be things for makeup, really. Brushes, palettes, primer, things like that.
Weird. I mean, yeah, he'll just put the perfume back, and he'll walk out with Bruce then.
Okay.
Besides, he did get some pretty fucking incriminating evidence already, so
Okay.
yeah, he's gonna go back to his shift.
Excellent.
Does the name Valencio mean anything to you?
Valencio?
That is what I said.
Maybe. Why?
He was the prince before Tabitha.
Yeah.
Word is he's back in town and might be looking to get back in control of things. And I'm saying, perhaps, if things look like they're not going to pay out from our good friend Tabitha, there's always another ship for us to swim to.
Is this what Tabitha's all worried about?
After all, getting in on the ground floor of a prince getting back into power would be quite the political move, wouldn't it? If you were as opportunistic as I might guess.
Sorta.
And to your prior question, yes, I do believe that's what Tabitha is looking into with this circus.
So you're recruiting me?
No, I'm not. I'm not picking any sides yet, but I just figured you'd like to know your options ahead of time.
Well, I appreciate that.
Of course.
I don't like being kept in the dark. Like what you and Osmodeus were talking about with Tristan earlier.
Well, I think you're now no longer in the dark about that either.
Yeah.
Well, once again, this is a show of good faith, so I would hope that we could keep this in between us for now. Besides, I don't even believe that it'll end up shaking out quite as dramatically as that, if I'm being totally honest.
Why is that?
Think about it. Well, how do I put this? Tristan does not seem very active in an attempt to do anything quite yet. If he was super set in wanting to take back over, don't you think we would have noticed something by now? So there's a chance he doesn't even want to, presently. But
Okay.
circumstances might change.
Alright. I appreciate the... I don't even know, heads up.
Of course, I would hate to leave someone like you in the dark. Unlike some of our employers.